talk about websites. We're going to talk about the website's importance in the customer journey. The reason why, okay, let me start it differently. Many people start to create a website. So we often see this when people come to us, that they come when they want customers. That's when they think, now I need to market. Now I need to talk to a marketer. But there's a few things that then many company or startups, entrepreneurs has done. They created their name, they created their logo, and they have created their website. Which is important things to have in place, but it is very seldom thought through on the website part, what the purpose of that website is and the role that it plays in converting those clients. So if a client comes to me or us and say, okay, we need some clients, can we get some help with the marketing, please? They've already created often a website that is not really conducive to support the process that you want to put in place. So what I'm hoping through this live is to inspire, give a little bit of a new perspective on the different areas that your website actually plays a role. And that has to do with when people meet your website. Some people will see it for the first time. Other people will have already purchased from you, and the different purposes that your website needs to serve. And in that, balancing it all out. We need to really make sure that we look after, that one page looks after people throughout the whole customer journey on the different elements where it plays a role. And I'm going to mention some of those today. So either if you haven't done a website yet for your business, I would recommend, first of all, I hope you watch this live and I hope you get some good advice, but I will also recommend taking some of the things that I'm talking about, like targeting, messaging. Don't leave that up to random. It has great purpose and it can greatly support that purchase or that conversion process, and that's what we want. We want to make it understandable for our clients what we solve for them. We want to make sure that we enable them to get our services and trust that that is right for them. And when they come back, to still recognize, yes, this is a company I bought from. This is exactly what I got. So that is the aim for this live. So let me put out my little presentation here. And get rid of my decorations. There we go. So, the website role in the customer journey. I'll quickly also go through that customer journey, but we're going to focus mostly on the website's role. A lot of people generally don't think about this. They think about their website as, oh, this is something I need to have. But you can spend your money wisely and even create something simpler than what you thought just by understanding the full purpose of it. So your website is your online or your digital shop window. And in the physical world, the shop has different elements of it that has specific purpose, and so does your website. So the shop window is really where you attract people to your website. What we see in here in the shop window, so my example through this is a clothing shop. This could be if you sell services or if you sell products. But example here is clothing workshop, a clothing shop. So one thing you should notice in the display window, the first picture there, is that the clothes are displayed on the people. So it's displayed in or the dolls. It's displayed in use. And if you ever see imagery, if they use images also in the shop windows, you will see that it's the products in use. Even if it's property, you will see that this is the view that you will have from the balcony kind of picture. So it's important to just note that this is the in use. So it's showing how you're using the products that you might want to buy. The purpose of the shop window is to get people in the door. People are not going to go into the shop window and take stuff off the dolls, etc., unless the size is missing. So the purpose of this is to show people what they can look like, what to expect when they come into the shop. This shop window is like the top front of your homepage. So we call it above the fold and below the fold as well. So this is really your prime property. The prime property on your website is homepage above the fold. So this is the entry point to your website. You quickly need to let people know what to expect and invite them and entice them to come in. Then when you're inside, second picture here, you will see that someone has landed on your page. You still see that you find the clothing on the dolls. Again, my example with the clothing shop specifically. You find the clothing on the dolls. It shows me what the clothing will look like, but I also see the racks of clothing right next to it. So it shows, okay, this is where you can buy it if you want it. So taking it one step further, not just showing the clothing, and this is where you can pick up that specific clothing. You see that it will match. In this picture here, you can see a rack just behind the dolls that will show that specific clothing, so you can pick it up. Then the next level is the changing rooms. So if you want to, you want to try it on, you can go into the changing rooms, and there's mirrors that should show what will this actually look like on you. Now, some of these elements don't exist in this way in the digital world. So you cannot feel a fabric. You cannot try it on. AR will probably come with something there, but you can't actually physically hold the products or the services. Let's say it's services. You can't really hold services. You can't experience them until you actually bought them. So for a shop, for an online shop, we need to display that. So like the second picture, we need to display what the solution will look like on you, and then sort of take you in. So in the changing room picture will be like, actually that's where you will have, this is what it will look like on you. The second one will maybe be reviews, referrals. You can see it's keeping them warm, or it's looking nice, different combinations. In the digital, there is none of that physical. So we still need to look after that aspect of shopping. So we're looking at it as a customer journey, taking it from what it's like in a physical shop to how it's like in the digital world. Now, in the digital world, your clients can also be in multiple shops at the same time. And we should not ignore that and the attention span. Because in a physical shop, you come in the door and the shop assistant might come over and help you and guide you. And that is exactly what you need to make sure is happening on your page as well. So you need to have good flow. We're going to talk about that when it comes to the conversion process, how your website need to support the conversion process. So quite a few elements of the shopping journey or the customer journey that we must not ignore when it comes to online. And it's even more challenges because we can't make them touch and feel it. We can't have a shop assistant necessarily holding everyone at the same time. You might have 100 visitors at the same time, and those visitors can be in multiple shops at the same time, as I mentioned. So that's things to consider when we look at the purpose of the website and what we need to think about with the website. So it's not only a shop window, it's also the display and the changing room, showing the solutions in a nice way. So quickly, I'm going to run through the customer journey and compare it to what you as a business needs to do. So the customer is your focus. You're selling for your customers. The customer's problems you're solving. We need to remember that. We're facilitating it and enabling the clients to solve their needs, understanding that you're a trustworthy supplier and getting the solution from you. You're not entitled to any purchase from your clients just because you're offering something. So the customer journey stages goes in the line of person realizing they have a problem or a challenge that they want solved, and they become aware of you as a supplier. This can happen at the same time. Things like Instagram ads, Facebook ads, where just something is placed in front of you and you realize, oh, I need that, or I want it. So it can happen at the same time, but this is the two first stages. And as a business, we need to at this point focus on collecting leads. I'm going to go a little bit more into the different elements. Collecting leads, that stage consists of efficient targeting, attracting content or attracting them to your web page, and consistent lead capture. We're going to go a little bit more into that in the next slides. Then your customer goes into consideration stage. In the consideration stage, they are considering both their own need for this product or service. So for the clothes, they will maybe be enticed to get into the shop. Oh, it looks nice. But when they get in, they're like, yeah, it is nice, but I don't really want to spend the money right now, or I don't really need it. So they're considering they're not only considering their need, they're also considering you as a supplier. So you can say, okay, let's say they go looking for a warm jacket, and they go into and they realize, oh, I have a need for a warm jacket. They see a nice one, and then they go into the shop, and it's a little bit expensive, but I actually do need a jacket. Let me go to the shop across the road, a little bit cheaper, and I'll get my jacket there. So they consider both the need and you as a supplier in that stage, which is really important to remember, because you have to build that trust that you are the right supplier at the same time as confirming the problem that you want to solve for them. Then they go into the decision phase where they either say yay or nay. They either come and buy or they do not. We cannot force anyone to buy something if they don't want to buy it. But we can facilitate and enabling them to get something that they do want. As a business, we're focusing at this stage on converting the clients. We need to engage with them. We nurture them. That would be the shop assistant coming over, showing them stuff. Oh, you like this? We also got this thing here. I think this will suit you quite nicely. This is really warm. This jacket is 100% down, so it will keep you really nice and warm. And it will actually, so it does cost a little bit more, but it will last you for 20 years. That kind of shop assistant role is what you need to still get across on your website. You need to offer and close. So you need to offer the right thing at the right time. Sometimes you want to add in things like landing pages to make it a little bit more targeted. And we need to close. Closing, make sure that the purchase process is really, really simple. Guide people to how to purchase. What is the next step? Don't forget to allow people to purchase when they are ready. After purchase, the customer goes into a retention and loyalty stage where they might come and buy again. They might recommend you to others. We, at this stage as a business, focus on creating fans, as we call it. You must deliver, but beyond delivering, you also need to impress. And you should have specific strategies in place to multiply the value of that client. So remind them to buy again is one thing. And reminding them to maybe give you a review, which can then give you new, more trust for another lead. So specific things that we need to think about in the process. So that is the customer versus the business. Then a little bit more into the website roles at the different stages. So the first stage doesn't mean that's where we start, but in the journey, people start off as leads. We need to, and this stage is about targeting, attracting, and collecting leads efficiently. It's about having targeted content that attracts the correct target group and get them to leave their details. That is the purpose specifically in this stage. So we don't need to think about all the other stages when we're thinking about this stage. So we, to get up a website to work for this, we need to really understand our target group. If we don't understand our target group, and if we don't understand the messaging that we need to use for our target group, it will not be efficient. It can be confusing, and people don't really understand what you supply, even if you know that your services or your products great and that people need it. So it's understanding it from their perspective, not from your own perspective. Really, really important. We often recommend that people do a target group in a messaging workshop before they create a lot of content for their website. So now we see the problem when someone has already created their website. They could be hesitant to redo that work and to make sure that everything is the way it should be to collect those leads. But it's really, really, really important. So we need to think about it. Then we have attracting people. And we will use search engine optimization, SEO, and content to attract people. So people will find like blog posts and other content that will make visibility for the page. And we'll see the visibility is also benefit at the last stage where we're creating fans. So you want to use SEO and content to attract clients. We need to understand the messaging that's going to attract the clients to be able to do this. So your website really needs to take this into consideration. We also need to consistently collect leads. That will be forms. We can use lead magnets to give people something of value to leave their details. If not, they just become a number that came to your page and a number that left your page. We want to identify them. To get people to leave their details, you need to make it attractive for them to leave their details. That we do through content and lead magnets as an example. Then we have convert clients, which is about engaging and nurturing, offering and selling to them. So at this stage, we need to build trust and explain the problem that they had. So acknowledging the problem that they had, being understanding of that, yes, this is a challenge and it can be a challenge. And we want to invite them into a super easy solution. We need to make sure that we have a very simple explanation of the solution. This is one of the bullet points here, so that the clients understand it. Again, we need to see this from the client side. They might be in multiple shops, websites at the same time for the same challenge, and they can have extra searches and do things on the side. So we need to make sure that we keep them on the page and do what we can throughout the conversion process to get to that sale. One of the things that we want to have on the website, which can be sometimes ignored as well, you want to have a good flow on the website. That means that you need to have the right information at the right stages. To not overload, not underload, guide people through to more information for the people that are there, and allow people to purchase for people that want to purchase straight away. So we almost call it a customer journey on your page. You can call it user experience, UX. You have specific UX designers that design for user experience. It's really important that you have that good flow so the client's not confused on what to do, and you guide them to the right information to build that trust and see those answers that they might have. So you need to have SEO and content to build trust. Show that you know what you do. You want to maybe have your reviews visible. And you want to have blog posts that shows that you're knowledgeable in the field. You want to also address objections and concerns head on, not scared. You must understand then what are the concerns that my client would have, what would prevent them from making a decision, and you get them past that. So this is what I talk about a good flow. You need to lead them past any objections and concerns that they might have. When it comes to explaining the solution, that needs to be super simple, not from your side, because we tend to be very in our solution. So we know so much about our solutions that we want to go into the nitty-gritty on how this all works, but make sure that you talk about the benefits before functionality. No one wants to know about details about functionality, at least not early. You could always have that read more. An example is if you're selling swimming pools, you want to show sort of the end product. This is what you can get: the beautiful swimming pool, blue water, a little bit of greenery going around. Maybe if for a family, you'll have a slide and kids and family having fun around the pool, and show the experience of the solution. This is what you can experience afterwards. You do not want to talk about the fantastic excavator that you're using. It is the best excavator ever, and it digs this thing like a machine. Well, it is a machine, and the bricks that you're using to hold up the walls or the concrete is of top-notch quality, and it's this and this many percent so and so. It's really irrelevant for the people that want the end results. We need to understand what should we include and what should we exclude. Doesn't mean you can't have it on your page if you love it so much, but where we place it and how we place it is really important. If not, people will get lost. Like, what? Cement like dirty? No. Oh my, that excavate. Oh, my garden is going to look like a mess. No. Let's wait with this project. No, we need to be very conscious on how we communicate this and the end result and benefits that people will get. It needs to be easy to buy. So again, we need to lead people to make a purchase. Mustn't be too many choices. Should be really, really easy. This goes for both services and products. Products are often in a web shop. But now the presentation of that web shop, which payment gateways are you offering, all of these things, really, really important. Last one is creating fans. It's about delivering, impressing, and multiplying. Customers must be able to recognize themselves with what the website is presenting also after their purchase. What do I mean by that? If I purchase something from a supplier, a service, for example, and I go back to their website and the description of what they say they deliver on the service, I want to make sure that adds up. Not like, yeah, they're saying that, but I didn't really get that. So you want to make sure that they're matching the experience of what was expected. Then you want to go beyond that as well, if possible. It must also be super easy to get in touch with the company. So have your phone numbers there, have your contact details there, or have your contact form. Very easy to find a contact form. You don't have to supply your details. You can, or your phone number and your email if you're worried about that for a reason. You can allow people to fill in a form and tell them how quickly they can expect a response. You should both ask for and share customer statements and reviews. So you need to ask for them, and you need to then share them, which will help in your nurturing process or your conversion process. To make it easy to get in touch, you talked about the form, but it also needs to be able to find the page online. You might want to consider if you should do a Google Business as well, just to make it really, really easy to find your business. So that is important things to have in place, and a way to facilitate multiplying the value of the client as well. So that was all the stages of the customer journey. I hope that you got a bit inspired and look at your website in a new way. If you have any questions about any of this content, feel free to get in touch. We got our email here, our WhatsApp, and our different social channels. You can also leave a comment below. We love to answer questions. So I hope again you were inspired. If you haven't done your website yet, I would recommend starting with figuring out exactly who you're talking to and how you want them to flow on that website. If you already have a website, have a little review. Your website is not static. Make sure that it looks after all of these different elements at different stages of the customer journey. And with that, I want to say thank you for watching. Come with your questions.